Hey everybody. Hello. Welcome. I am live again on Thursday so that we can hang out and I don't have to edit. That's always fun, right? So I have several things that I want to share with you guys. And then I also want to update you guys on the Fill the Bag giveaway that's going on. I have 5 things to add to the bag. So I'm going to do a separate post for that and share with you guys because I am really tight for time today. I just totally messed up, you guys. It just happens, right? I did an order through Target. We don't have a Target that's close to us. It's like they're pretty, not far away, but I mean, it's definitely a drive. And I thought I did the order through the Target that was by Kayla's school so that I could like run by there, pick up the item, pick her up from school and come back. And I ordered it from the other Target that is like 25 minutes in the other direction. And now I'm scrambling because I'm like, oh my word. And the car has no gas in it. My husband did not put gas in the car. So I have to get gas. Andrew gets out of school in the middle of all of this. And I'm like, how am I going to do all of these things? Like, I just totally messed up. Like, so I will do a post and share the 5 things that are going in the bag. So I'm doing a Fill the Bag promotion for every single order that comes in. I'm putting an item in the bag, and for every $50 you spend, you get an entry into winning the bag. I'll do a separate post showing you guys all the goodies that are in the bag. And thank you guys for ordering. I am now $3,000 away from hitting that $200,000 milestone. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. So I will do that. And in just a little bit. So what I want to share with you guys today is 3 different ways that you can do ink blending on your projects. I want to share that with you. I have 3 different products here, and I'm going to share a story with you guys when I do that. But what I want to do first really quick is I have put together it's a mini retreat, basically. And I want to show you guys the projects. It's $40. You can get add-on product if you want. If you want to place an order and get the product, you can. Or you can swap out whatever you have on hand. So let me show you guys what you get when you sign up to do the mini retreat. There is a link in the description if you want to sign up. The deadline to sign up is the 12th, and you will receive exclusive pre-recorded videos for all of the projects along with PDFs. Plus you will get this really fun box of product, and I'm going to show you guys what is in that box. The box of product is $40. And like I said, there's no Stampin' Up product. There's no stamp sets or dies in this. It's literally just the projects that you get to make and have the PDFs and the recordings. So the first thing that is going to be in your box is going to be this mini box here, and it comes in 2 pieces. And with this, we will be making this. So you'll get all of the pieces to make this, and then you'll have the box, which is super cute. I really love this. This was fun to play with. I love this happy birthday die. So you'll get all of the pieces to make this guy. The next thing you're going to get is a 1/4 pack of the Berry Blessing designer paper. Okay, I'm going to put that in the box. I'm going to set the box aside. And with that, we will be making 4 projects. Let me find them. Okay. So we'll be making this card. This card. I know that light is weird, you guys. I'm sorry. Then we'll make this card. You will get all of the die cuts. For this project, I used the strawberry bundle, the stamp set, and the punch, but you'll get the strawberry punches. They won't be stamped, but they will be, you'll get the pieces. And then you could swap out the sentiments. Then we'll be making this. The fourth project is this mini paper bag, which is so cute. It has the ribbon on it. And then you'll get the die cuts. I used the ridiculously awesome stamp set in a lot of these projects because I felt like that would be one that people would probably have. And really my desire with this is that you guys can make the projects and use the product you have on hand. So there's those 4 projects with the Berry Blessing designer paper. The next thing you're going to get is a 1/4 pack of the Flowering Cactus product refill kit. So you'll get a 1/4 pack of the designer paper, 2 of the felt embellishment sheets, 1 in purple, 1 in Calypso Coral, and then some of the twine, which is in there. Okay, so you'll get that product. And with that, we are going to make these 4 cards. And these, you can see that I used the ridiculously awesome stamp set. And then I did use the Flowering Cactus stamp set for the sentiment, but again, you can swap any of your sentiments out. You don't have to have the Flowering Cactus stamp set. So you'll get to make all these. You'll get a card kit to make all of these. All of your die cuts will be included. And that will be fun to make those. I love these. The next thing you'll get in your kit is a 1/4 pack of the Well Suited designer paper. So there's that. And then we'll be making these 2 cards. So this is a fun fold. You will get the bow tie and these pieces here. You will get the ties. This just won't be stamped. And then if you want to, I think that I should have popped this up. Well, I'll fix it. It's like sinking down. See, it got stuck to the thing. So this is a fun fold. And then this is a regular card. So you'll get to make these 2, and then you'll get this. And then the last project that we'll be making is from the Your Amazing project kit, and you'll get to make 2 of these projects, and they'll be pretty straightforward with what is shown here. I'm not going to go too crazy with the creativity on these because the box is full of creative projects that we're going to make. This is going to be straightforward. You'll get 2 cards from this. Everything comes with envelopes, so that is really nice. And then you get all of the pieces to make your cards. So there is, let's count how many projects, because I'm not even sure. So we'll get the box here. So that's project number 1. And then here's 4 projects with the Berry Blessing. So we're up to 5 projects. Then we'll add 4 more with the Flowering Cactus. So we're at 9. And then there's these 2 with this. So that's 11. And then you will have the cards from here. So that'll be like 13 projects that we'll be making. The cost of the box is $40. So if you want to do that, that includes shipping. You get the little box. It's super cute. And then, like I said, you'll get pre-recorded videos for everything and PDFs for all of the projects in that box. And I'm excited about that. The deadline to sign up for that is the 12th. Well, actually, for you guys, it's not. Actually, I can extend that for you guys. So it will be towards the end of February if you want to get the mini retreat. And if you have any questions, let me know. I know there's been a lot going on. There's a lot of different things and offers and everything. So no worries. It's just something that it's actually a demonstrator event that I'm putting together. I actually have a live event that goes with that for demonstrators. I'm offering it to my customers as kind of just like a class, like a mega class or a mini retreat where you can just get it and do the projects, and the event won't be included unless you're a demonstrator. So if you're a demonstrator and you want to do it and come to the event, that's an option as well. So let's dive in. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to try to do this in about 20 minutes, share this with you guys so that I can jump off here, eat, and then figure out the craziness that I've created for myself by ordering something from Target today. So let's talk about blending. I shared briefly in my live on Monday the blending brushes, and it got me to thinking about maybe if you're not familiar with blending or what that's about or inking your projects, I would go over some of the different ways. So the product I have here is I have a couple sheets of cardstock, okay, that we're going to use to do the blending. Then I have a couple stamp sets to use for ink. And then I have 3 different tools that you can use for blending. One is the blending brushes we're going to use. The next item is the sponges. And then the next item is the sponge daubers. So the blending brushes are just that. They're blending brushes. And if you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, please feel free to ask. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave the comment or question in the comments below, and I will come back and answer them. So here is the blender brush. It's a really soft bristle brush. These typically, where these originated from is they're actually blending brushes for makeup. So that's kind of interesting, but they're really, I like them. They're a pretty decent weight. I like the way you hold them in your hands. I like the thicker part down here and then the skinny part here. And then I like that it's a little bendable. At first I was like, oh gosh, I think that maybe I'm going to break this. You probably could. I mean, I'm not going to try to snap it while we're on camera here, but I guess if you added a lot of pressure, you could. But it does have a little bit of bounce, and I like that your fingers can go on the back of this to control it more, okay? The next item is the sponge, and these come in, now this is like, I don't know, a demonstrator fail for me. Do we even carry sponges still? These I've had forever. They come in circles, and I cut mine in quarters. If we don't have this as a product anymore, I apologize. You could probably get sponges anywhere. You could use any kind of sponge. It's literally just a foam sponge that I've cut. But again, if Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry that, I'm sorry. I've had those for a long time. And then the sponge dauber. Now I have mine in this container that I purchased already done. It was one of our old full wood mount cases, and it just has a divider. You can get these kinds of cases anywhere. And it's just a little sponge on the top. Now, I've seen people make these using like PVC pipe. Is that what that's called? Here's the deal. With these, I just purchased them. You can get them in bulk. You can, like, Stampin' Up! Sells them 3 to a pack. If you feel like that's really expensive, go get them in bulk somewhere else. It's okay. It's just literally the tool. It's like a clear block, right? Like, I've had mine for a long time. They used to sell them in 10. And so I've had mine for a long time because I just do a general color. You can see I have lots of kind of reds here and oranges. And if I'm using like real red, I'll probably just use this one because it's the closest. If I'm using a blue, I'm probably going to use this. If I'm using a dark blue, I'll probably use that one. That's kind of how I use mine. So those are the 3 ones we're going to talk about. And I want to share with you guys, we're going to start with this one because this little tool right here is what introduced me to Stampin' Up! So when I started crafting and when I started my YouTube channel, it was really all about scrapbooking. I want to grab my basic gray ink as well. And I did all very traditional, elaborate scrapbooks because that is the love of my life, scrapbooking and memory keeping and documenting. And what I had found was this technique where you ink the edges of your project, or you ink when you use embossing folders. I had a Cricut, and you would cut out all the pieces, and then you would ink the designs, and you can see how cool that is when that shows up. And so I loved this idea of doing this. And so I started looking for ink pads that you could get refills with. Like that was my thing. I wanted a decent ink pad that you could get ink refills to re-ink your ink pad. I didn't want to spend $10 on an ink pad and then in 3 months have to spend another $10 on an ink pad, right? So this is Smoky Slate on Smoky Slate cardstock, and you can see how that inks it. And then as you keep going, it gets lighter and lighter, right? When I started up here, it was really dark. And then as the ink runs out or gets less, it gets lighter and lighter, which is so cool, right? So I had heard a YouTube, so now I'm going to do the basic gray just to show you the difference. So I had been watching a YouTube channel for a long time called My Pink Stamper, and that is Robin Cardin. At the time, she was not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but she talked a lot about Stampin' Up! Cardstock, specifically Barely Banana. And so you can see how dark that is. And so I looked up Stampin' Up! I just, Googled it or whatever. And I messaged a demonstrator who was local to me and said, would you come do a party and share the product? And she did. It was a really small party. I had never stamped a card in my life. I had never seen like rubber stamps. I had never made a card. I didn't really know anything about it. I just really wanted to see the ink pads. And I really fell in love with the ink pads. They were slightly different, a slightly different design when I originally was introduced to them. But I liked the idea that they store upside down. I liked the idea that you could get ink to match cardstock. That was something that was really, really not necessarily important to me, but I found it fascinating because I never could find the same color cardstock anywhere I went. So I loved it, and I loved the idea of inking. So this was the original way that I inked projects, and I would ink around the edges and ink this embossed design, and I loved it. After I had been stamping for a little while, there's the sponge method, which some people will take a punch and they will, punch a circle out and attach it with a stapler, and then it gives you this like way to hold it and maybe not get it on your hands. It works pretty much the same way. You're just going to dip this in your ink. Now you're going to see this, you get ink on here right away. I mean, see how much ink that is? That is a lot of ink right away. I feel like you have a lot of control with this, like a lot. And I feel like when you're using a sponge dauber, you're going to want to ink the edges. That's what you're going to use a sponge dauber for. Or ink the design of an embossing folder. Now, as you do this and as you do this, your sponge dauber is going to wear out. That's just going to be what happens. If you're using a sponge like this, you're going to notice it doesn't pick up as much ink as your sponge dauber as quickly. Now it picks up ink, and if you're going for the surface where you're wanting to cover a large surface, this is going to be better. See how I can really get in there to that surface? I don't know if the back will do as well, but it's not picking up a ton on the sponge, but you're going to be able to get this moving a lot easier with this, but you're probably going to get it on your fingers. So if you don't like inky fingers, that might not be the best option. Okay. The next way that you can do blending with inks is to blend colors. So if I want to, and you can do, I'm not good at doing different colors like, I'm going to do pink and purple together. I'm not great at blending. For one thing, I don't love the way it sounds when you blend on paper. That sound really gets me. But if you do like a darker, kind of it goes into darker, you can totally do that. These kinds of tools here aren't the best for this kind of blending where you're kind of blending into each other. See, and then we could do black into this. Now, again, I'm not great at blending, so I'm not going to be the person that's going to be able to teach you how to blend great. But this is the concept of it, right? Like going from darker to lighter. Now, again, I'm going to go right into my light gray, even though that's been in black and it's been in basic gray, because it's going to be okay. But you can kind of get the idea. If you were doing a color, it would probably do better, you know, but you're just blending those inks together, right? This is going to work for this. This is probably not going to work for this kind of thing, but and then see how inky you get when you're doing ink blending. And that's okay. I'm going to take a baby wipe here so I can wipe my hands. But this kind of blending is going to work best with your blending brush. Okay, I'm not necessarily going to try to do edge blending with this. It's going to be too big. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily going to work the best. Let's try it. Just so you can get an idea. Okay, so here's Flirty Flamingo. And this is Blushing Bride. So it doesn't always have to be a tone on tone where you're doing the exact ink color on the exact color paper. You can definitely do darker colors. I didn't want to do Melon Mambo. I thought that that might be too dark. So if you dip this into your ink, it's going to pick up the ink well. I don't feel like it's soaking in to the brush. My ink pads aren't terribly inky because I use them so much. So I don't feel like it's soaking into it a ton. I feel like it is on the surface. And you definitely can blend on the edges here. It definitely gives you a different look. It's definitely because it's sitting on the surface more and you're going in. Like, do you see that? Like how it goes in when you're doing that? It's going to give you, see how this is a very even, like it's very even on the edges. When you're using something like this, you're going to get a very uneven you're going to get a very uneven edge, and you're going to get a darker edge on the edges. To where this, I'm sorry about that light, you guys. I'll block it with my head. Yeah, see, you're going to get a lighter edge than if you're doing it with a sponge, where you're going to get a dark edge and an uneven look for your inking. So I don't necessarily know that I would choose to use a blending brush to ink the edges of stuff. Okay, but that's just me. Really, where you're going to get the most use out of your blending brushes is the way you're going to be able to blend this onto your cardstock. And again, I'll get up closer for you guys after I do some of this. So one of the tricks you want to do is start outside of your project and bring it in. You'll notice I started on top of my project and I got this like circle blending. So you want to start on the outside of your project and then bring it in. For me, I definitely will probably use one brush for multiple colors. You could get a brush for each color. I don't know that it's necessary. And this is definitely like a little bit of work. You're pressing and turning. And then again, I'm not the best at blending, so I don't necessarily think I'm going to get like the best blending on here, but you're going to see the process. Okay. And also, you guys know I'm quick and simple and easy, and I don't like the time that it takes to blend, but you can see the difference in that. And maybe I'm using Flirty Flamingo and Blushing Bride, and then I'm using it on this piece. We can do this on white, and you can, maybe we'll get a different result. Let's dry this. And then I'll fix this. Okay, so let's try the pink on just white. So if we do the Blushing Bride, which is a lighter color, see how light that is? And the more you press on it, the more saturation you'll get. I really don't feel like this is soaking up a ton of ink. You can also hold it like this. The bristles is what is going to give you kind of this look. Okay, so then let's go in with a little bit of a darker color and then keep blending it out. And then, I mean, let's even go in with Melon Mambo. Let's just try it. It's not going to hurt to try it. Daisy said, I have brushes like this from Picket Fence. Love them, but need to use them more. Right. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you get something and it looks cool and then you're not sure exactly. Ooh, that's bright, you guys. You're not sure exactly how to use it. So that's what I want to do for you guys on Thursdays. I want to do more of these videos where it's like a quick, what is this and how do I use it kind of thing. So again, I'm just going to go in with the same color. I'm not worried about it getting on my ink pad. There's not enough ink on here to really affect. And I'm going on the corner of my ink pad. So if it's a really, really dark color, I probably would switch brushes. But between the pinks, I'm not terribly worried. Okay. And see, I started right on the paper, and so that gave me that blotch right there. Okay, so then the other thing you can do is just wipe it off on another piece of paper. I mean, see, that's hardly any ink coming off there. So let's go into our Flirty Flamingo and then ink this corner up a little bit more. And this just takes practice. See, I don't love that that happened right there. So let's just try to get it. And again, this is the Melon Mambo is a darker color, right? So like so. And I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on this. And then let's go into Flirty Flamingo. But this is a really beautiful way to blend. And I'm even going to just take and lightly wipe my brush off with this baby wipe and then leave it out to kind of dry. This isn't that wet, really. But then let's just let that dry. And really, for me, not really liking to blend or really knowing like the proper way, this blends beautifully. It is so easy to blend with these. And so if you're going for this kind of look, you're definitely going to want a brush. If you're wanting a overall, like your whole surface, you're going to want a brush. If you want more of a, Okay, I don't want to use gray and pink for sure. So let's close these up. Okay. If you're going for more of an edged look, you're going to want to use a sponge dauber. And that's really going to give you that edged look. Just like so. And also, if you want some deeper, darker designs, you can definitely do that with your sponge dauber. So let's close up all of these inks and move them. And then you can see all three of these kind of different techniques with the different tool, right? So I love that. I love the different looks. I don't tend to ink as much as I used to. I don't know, some techniques and things like go out of style, they come back in, they go out of style, they come back in. But I definitely love having these tools in my available to me, right? And so what I think that I'm going to do is get a set, like get a brush for each color. So I'll get one for red, I'll get one for orange, and so on, to have a handful of these to do this kind of stuff with. And really, I've never thought it was easy to blend, but using these, I think certainly makes it easier, right? So I would love to know if you guys do blending, if you like it, if it's a technique that you think you'll use in card making or even in memory keeping. And like I said, I just keep these, and you can see I have sponges that, you know, have all the colors. These cases were the best. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry them anymore. And then again, the sponges. Also, these will keep, if you have it in something that is airtight, it actually will keep the top of it moist with whatever ink you've used. And then for storage of these, I'll just throw these in my drawer. So I won't keep them out. I know that some people keep them out. There's containers for them where they can be left out. This is a tool that, like, I just want to be able to have, but I'll definitely just keep it in a drawer. And like I said, I don't think I need one for every single color. I just think like a pink, a red, an orange, a green. Like, I think that will be sufficient to what I need for my crafting. So let me know, you guys, what you think. Linda said she doesn't ink very often. Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm caught up with comments. So that's it for today, you guys. This is a no editing kind of day. I'm going to pop this right on over to YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave a question or comment. I'll come back and reply to you. There'll be chapters in the video so you can skip through what you don't want to see. And the link for the Creative Escape, if you're interested in the make and takes and making these projects, will be in the YouTube description on my website and here on Facebook. And I will be back tomorrow. I will be doing a live on YouTube. And then if you are part of the paper party, all of the good stuff is getting started in just a few hours, since the UK will be hanging out and doing some stuff while we're in bed probably. And then I'll be doing some stuff tomorrow. So I look forward to crafting with you guys tomorrow, both on YouTube and in our paper party. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.